Guys, it's AlexWB here and welcome back to a brand new episode of The Road to Glory on a different day. I think I'm going to start mixing up the uploads a bit, give me a bit more chance to get some recordings out. Now before we get into this one, I've got a lot of stuff to talk about, so stick around. Building Bridges, another series I've been recording recently. You guys would have been wondering why it wasn't up on Saturday as I promised. I'm recording this on Friday at 4 o'clock, and of course a Chelsea player hasn't won the Player of the Month yet, but there's 3 of them in the Player of the Month vote: Diego Costa, N'Golo Kante and Eden Hazard. What this has meant is that Chelsea cards are absolutely ridiculous amounts of coins, and it literally means that I can only get a Chelsea player for 1,400 coins, and like, that is just going to break the series. It really is. Like, the players I wanted to buy was people like Mason Mount. I mean, if we have a look on them in the transfer market right now, oh god, I have to have his full name in. He is literally also going for an absolutely ridiculous amount of coins. So as you can see, we search up Mount here. I can only get a bronze 57 rated Chelsea player for like 2,000 coins, which is just stupid really, considering how much these squad building challenges do indeed affect the market. So I don't want to break the series, so I'm going to leave that for now. So that could take a long while to be revivals, but for now you've got the journey going on, and we've got the Road to Glory, which is a series that I really want to get cracking for you guys. Apart from that, I think that's all I have to talk about. Also, if we have a look at the manager tasks, well, they've gone now because I've completed them all. Basically, I've completed them all. I ended up doing them all, and I've actually ended up getting this pack. So we got a mini little pack opening at the start of the game for you guys. So if we go in here and bang it open, basically, let's just see if we can get anyone good. It's a big flare, isn't it? And it isn't he Jonas, so that man can play the game. So 84 rated player, it's not exactly a bad pack, is it? So if we go ahead and crack it open, here we go. Jonas, MacArthur, these guys tradable? They're not, so they're all just on the club. They're going to make life a lot easier, I do indeed believe. I think we can be able to use a lot of these guys. Canvas centre mid as well, that could be useful. A big contract there, we'll store all of that in the club. The manager task pack did indeed serve us good. Now, in terms of my squad, I played a FUT Champions game last episode and lost with it. I really am thinking of changing. Now, what I've done is I've got rid of Grenny and I've added in Sari. This guy can play the game. I've gone for 650 coins. I've got rid of Jaman, I've added in Balotelli. So a Nice double man here. They're doing well in the Liga right now, so I thought, why wouldn't they do well on FIFA? That's how the bench is looking. However, I may resolve that before I dive into some games today. I probably won't, no, I'll probably leave it. I think we're good how we are. But what I'm actually going to be doing today is playing 3 Division 10 games, and it basically is Division 10 time, isn't it? We've had our fun in FUT Champions, etc, etc. And also we really need to do now is get into Division 10, which is what I'm actually going to be doing today. So without any further ado, I think I'm going to leave you guys with the footage of me playing in Division 10. Hopefully I got through what I wanted to say quickly enough for you guys. And yeah, I'll just catch you guys later. I hope you enjoy. As you can see, we load up our first game in Division 10. It's a BPL team. It's got the likes of Navas, Welbeck and Son creating his front 3. Lallana, who I've heard to be really good this FIFA. In behind him, he's got Zila in goal. But we actually start off really well here with Balotelli scraping away there, and he ends up sweating it to Menez. I'm having a few issues scoring at the moment, so I ended up sweating it there. But this episode actually ended up resolving those issues absolutely massively. Now, this was a really interesting episode because what happened is, for a lot of my games, I went into them and I just got disconnected straight away. So that would explain how little contracts I've got when it comes to next episode. Just to tell you guys down that now as a little disclaimer, the contracts are completely messed up. It will say the guys have played more games than they actually haven't. So altogether, I've actually ended up playing 3 games with these guys today, but on the record it says that I played 6 just because of all the disconnects. Now, we went 1-1 there, but Menez makes it 2-1 there with his second goal of the game, and Menez really ended up coming good for me in this episode. I'm really happy with my choice in the end to actually go and pick him up. And yeah, I ended up actually making a really tidy finish there. A lot of 1-2s in this episode too, but look at that left-footed strike. It was an absolute beauty. We then get a penalty here with Balotelli after he actually got tripped up himself, and he ends up firing it in. He is a very good penalty taker. I mean, we've seen him convert penalties left, right and centre pretty much every day. He's just so good at them, he's so calm, but as you can see there, we can't of course make him that calm on FIFA, but he does end up smashing it in there. Just to the keeper's left. I think he dived a little bit late, else he would have got there, so he gambled way too much at the goal. He had to dive early if he was going to make anything happen, but one of the first chances of the second half is converted. I really didn't think it was going to be, but I believe it's Jesus now as he gets around at the back post ahead of Marsala and Kulu and gets in there. Now, we end up lobbing one in. It comes back in the area, and all people, Remy Cabella ends up finishing it off, and that actually puts us up 4-2. And at the end of the day, we're doing absolutely fantastic scoring-wise, but what we really need to do is tighten up at the back, because if I'm conceding 2 goals in Division 10, then that's going to be a big issue. As you can see, this guy was flying around everywhere, he was getting frustrated, and just a few minutes later, like 4 minutes later, Menez ends up making it his hat-trick and gets another goal for us. So altogether, Menez with a hat-trick, Balotelli with 1, and Cabello with 1. So I believe Menez did an absolute bundle of goals in this episode of the Road to Glory, and I'm actually glad to finally get it off to a good start, actually. And as you can see there, we end up finishing the game. A deserved victory of 5-2, I do indeed believe, and our first 3 points in Division 10. I'm glad to actually finally have this Road to Glory up and running, because the building bridges, of course, is indeed struggling. I've spoken about that in previous videos. But as you can see here, this guy's had a bunch of loan players, but they're completely out of position, and it didn't look like he was really knowing what to do with Ultimate Team. But considering the team he had, he wasn't a bad FIFA player, and if this guy had a 100 chem team, I reckon he would have beaten me. He was not bad at all, but Seri actually pushes on there and gets his first goal for the club in just his second appearance. The centre mid was an absolute rock for me all round. He had a really good shot on him, actually, which was absolutely very, very useful. And Menez actually just wanted to kind of chip it away. That touch was a little bit heavier at his pace, makes him just about getting behind there, and the sweaty across to Mario Balotelli is simply unmissable. Especially with someone of Mario Balotelli's calibre, you know, he's just not going to miss them, especially when they come to him on a plate like that. I mean, it's practically just, they just don't get missed. It's as simple as that. As you can see, really good play though from Menez. The goalie tried to come out, the defender tried to block it. You cannot stop Mario like that. 2-down then gets it here, and he lays up Seri, takes around a few guys, and by this time he had gone down to 10 men. I believe I'd even missed a penalty by now, and Seri scores, and he's scored. He probably just unplugged his PS4 or something. He just completely switched off. He's absolutely out of here, and it's another 6 points in the division, and a completely dominative performance in the end, especially once he went down to 10 men. We absolutely fired him out the way. So 6 points there in the division. Then we come up against this guy. It's a La Liga team. He's got Williams, Samu, Pato, Asensio, and Zonzi. He's got Kola Joziak, whatever his name is, in the defence. And he's got that Mario Gaspar from squad building challenges. But that did not stop me from going into the second minute and scoring with Jeremy Menez to make it his 4th goal in a mere 3 games. This guy was just absolutely fantastic for me. I don't know what it was about him, but he was absolutely destroying defences left, right and centre, and I really enjoyed using him. His pace was fantastic, and in the end when he got in on goal, his shot was actually really good, and it does indeed look like I finally learned how to score on FIFA, finally guys, because I couldn't do it before. As you guys saw in the FUT Champions, I mean, we could have won that if we'd gone on to actually beat our first round opponent. I mean, it was just an absolute disaster. Those of you guys who were there, you know what I'm talking about. But Menez makes it his 5th goal in 3 games there, and this guy just could not handle Menez. He was bursting away there after, I think, a poor clearance from the goalkeeper, and he ends up slotting it home there. And as you can see very, very quickly, the pausing begins, and with just 13 minutes played, it looks like we're going to get our second rage quit in just, like, how many games? Yeah, just in 3 games, which is absolutely fantastic. Imagine if this was fatal, guys, like the amount of first off rage quits and coins I would have got from this, but of course it isn't. As you can see, we get 380 coins. The issue I've got with all of these glitchy games, though, is that I've lost a lot of my contracts and a lot of my coin boost, but that is nothing to worry about. I'll chat up and get up to date with you guys next episode. Hope you have enjoyed this one, though. Leave a like on it if you have. I'll be uploading another one of these on Sunday, so stay tuned. But for now, thank you guys for watching, and yeah, peace out.